presto. Let's get it. Look, I got family that ain't blood. The struggle is all relation. A different life for all of us. Give me the motivation to get up and keep.
Wish I had a fresh cut. I just got a cut a week ago. I don't know why.
Dude, it's hard.
So I'm just like,
I was
haircuts just went up $30. My haircut was $30.
Beard and fade is ridiculous now. We don't want to talk
I remember
about
before COVID, high school, it was like $15 for a haircut.
Bro, I was 20. I think it was like 25 with tip. I was like the most I was spending.
It's
now
insane
that's like,
now.
Now I could just get a fade for 25 barely at some places.
I don't know how our generation is going to survive. I feel like it's and then the generations after us.
They said it's like you're not incentive. The goal is like to have kids in your 20s. That's like what you're supposed to do when you're healthy,
late 20s and stuff, mid 20s.
You're young and healthy, but now it's like not possible because it's not.
If you can't even take care of yourself, you can't take care of a young baby like raise a life. Like you can't do that.
And even with multiple things, like you really have to just either one, make the sacrifices and just do that grind for 5-10 years, but then you look at it and then you're 28, 30. So then it doesn't matter if you work the best job or you grind the business lifestyle.
That's what I'm saying.
It don't matter. It's still.
And then like men, we have a timetable, but women even more so.
What is the clock? I think it says
like, they said that,
the financial clock and then like the time clock, the way the separate.
For kids, like women.
Did One Piece fall over?
Nah.
That's crazy.
It's still up.
It's wild. Episode 16, right?
Already? All right.
Episode 16. We got DJ Hamilton on, DJ Sports Show. And we're very happy to have him on today. It's been probably 5-6 years
since we last saw each other. Almost 6.5 years since high school graduation, man.
God bless, man. It's exciting. I was gonna say, nice to have you on, bro. Appreciate you coming on. I know you got the 500 subscribers now, so I was happy you hit me back. I didn't want to get ghosted or nothing yet. I know if it was Hollywood yet,
I'm not that type of person. I don't ghost people, man. If I see your message, I'm gonna answer you.
Hell yeah, bro. I think that's the way it should be. Even at like the highest level, the companies.
Yeah.
I know our guy Gary V. He not our boy, but someone we look at social media. He always responds back to comments. People are always engaging with people.
Yeah.
That was something I was curious because I feel like people always talk about the jump from 5 followers to 5 million followers, but no one talks about anything in between. So I think we're at 77 subscribers now. What is your advice to the YouTuber people putting out content or anybody with content really to get from like 5 to 500 or so?
So I would say the main thing for creating content, all kinds of creators out there, one is you got to be yourself. Like you don't want to perceive or put out this image that you're someone that you're not. For me, I'm usually someone who's usually happy, charismatic. I like to let people know my personality and just go with the flow, give people what they want and engaging content. And then also, you also want to be consistent. If you're posting content, but then you take a month, 2 off, you're not really gonna build up a repertoire or audience. You got to be consistent. You got to be yourself. That's really the 2 main things in building an audience. And I feel like I've done that through the years. I'm still trying to get better. There's still always room for improvement. I'm not perfect by any means, but hey, I'm still trying to get to 1,000, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to that 1K, man. But being yourself. Because if you're yourself, everybody's gonna be like, okay, he or she is authentic. They're real. I couldn't mess with this person. Like I relate to this person. You want to be relatable, and then if people can relate to you, that's going to make people want to subscribe to your stuff and your content. Like you see all the great content creators out there, the ones who are really themselves and don't try to display this image that something that they're not. Those are the ones who usually do the best and last the longest in content creation. So, and then being consistent as well. So those are the 2 things I would say.
I like that a lot. And I totally feel like the numbers thing is a big thing in the game now. People are chasing, the 1,000 or the 10,000 or the million. But in my mind, I've noticed if you have 500 subscribers who are more loyal, who are actually signing up for your website, signing up for things, buying stuff from your store, subscribing to your YouTube, watching every week, that weighs more than just trying to burn yourself out and chase 1,000 and stuff. Kind of focus on what you got. So that's something we've been really doing recently is shout out 77 subscribers.
Shout 77 subscribers.
Shout them all out.
The website guys, make sure y'all subscribe to them, man.
Yes, sir, bro. At the official website, guys. Good looks, bro. That means a lot. Seriously.
Yeah. You got to start from somewhere.
Right,
Hey,
bro.
You got to start from somewhere. You're not gonna, get 5,000 subscribers right away, unless you're like a famous person, like an athlete who already has a big following. People are already following you, or you're a big media personality who already has a big following. If you're someone who's just starting from the ground up, you're gonna have to start from somewhere. 5 people, 10 people, 15, 50. As long as you're building a foundation and you keep being consistent at it and keep trying to build and find ways to get better, it's gonna come to fruition. It's gonna continue to get better.
that.
You just got to believe and have faith in God and
God
in
bless,
your
bro, for real.
creativity. So.
Yes, sir. I totally agree with that. And that's something we try to explain to people we deal with, honestly, with websites. We can't just make a website and not have anything behind it. So most people will spend money on a website and expect it to just be on the top of Google trending every day.
Yeah.
And we're like, no, you need to be famous or put money into it or have a following on Instagram. So it's nice working with people who say, for example, you have 500 subscribers or 1,000 followers. You tell them, I have a new website, go check it out. Now you have, 1,000 people just looked at your website.
Yeah.
Or maybe more. Versus
Exactly.
me going on Instagram with 0 saying I have a website, it's better than his, doesn't matter.
Exactly.
So that's like the biggest thing I feel like people need to understand. It's about what you're putting out. Mr. Beast is like the most trajectory right now for
Shout out to
influencers.
Mr. Beast. He was going to try to save TikTok.
Do you post on TikTok?
I do.
Can you still? Or?
Yeah.
I deleted mine got deleted because the new phone.
I think it's
It's
still
actually
off the
back
App
on the App
Store.
Store.
Right?
It's back.
back.
Yeah, it's back now. They just
you
announced
could
it, like,
download
the
it
last
again?
few days. Yeah, you can
Okay,
we
word.
downloaded it.
That's good because I'll put some of the content we've had back on TikTok.
Yeah. So
Because it's not on my phone. Good looks on that.
Hey, I
for real.
just informed y'all right here.
Hell yeah, that's info, bro.
Gotta try to stay up with current events,
No, it's huge. You have to, bro.
Hey, shout out to Mr. Metcalf. My social studies teacher taught me that.
Oh
yeah.
Shout out
the
Mr.
GOAT.
Metcalf.
Yo,
Kevin
the GOAT,
Metcalf,
man.
he was
Yo.
my soccer coach, dude. He's one of the best coaches I've ever had.
Man,
he's amazing.
I do want to shout out some teachers from high school, man. Because I feel like
Let's shout him out.
Yeah, my autobiography series I wrote for the DJ Hamilton story in 2023, and I talked about like my high school years. I talked about different eras. It was the early years, like the high school years, and college years, and then young adulthood. And then the high school years, I talked about like some of the greatest high school teachers I ever had, and I named Mr. Valoga. Shout out to Barry Valoga, my former ELA teacher,
Sir.
junior year.
I like that.
And then Mr. Metcalf's history teacher, my junior and senior year, and Nori Negron, she was my RCC English teacher my senior year. And I wrote about like how each of them affected me. Like Beloga, he was strict, but he was a cool guy. Don't get me wrong, very strict. He used to be the cross country coach. Man, he led a dynasty there and there. And my cousin actually knows him too, my cousin Jason, because he was like, "Oh, you have Beloga?" He was like, "Oh, he's a great guy." And then Beloga, he taught me like at that time, this was way before the website. Like
Right.
at that time, I leading up to 11th grade, that's actually probably the best year I did in school. Like I always did good throughout all school, but junior year somehow I was on another level. I was on
Nice.
one, like
I
DJ
like
Khaled
that.
said.
Yeah. Yes,
I was
sir. Shout
on
out.
one, and then I was writing in class, and he was like, "You have a gift, young man." I'm like, "What do you mean I have a gift?" He was like, "You can write, man." I'm like, "Oh," because I used to always like just do ELA just to get good grades. Like I didn't have a passion
most
for
of us.
writing.
Yeah.
I didn't have a passion for it. I was just doing it just to do good in school. And at that time, I was out with the torn ACL because I still have the
Bro, that's me right now.
yeah.
I got surgery on March.
Oh, you have a torn ACL too?
When did you
Yeah.
get? When was that torn?
Remember I tore mine the end of my sophomore year of high school.
So how we,
remember I missed the whole junior year of sports that whole year.
Everything's good now.
Yeah.
And that's the scar you get.
Yeah, that's the scar, man. This is like almost 9 years now since.
Where'd you take it from? Your patella or your quad?
I think it was my patella they took.
I'm taking it from my quad.
Ooh.
What you mean? What you mean? Ooh, what you mean? It was this kid, bro. What you mean? Ooh.
I don't know how it works.
don't scare me, bro.
No. I don't know how it works. I'm not a surgeon. I don't know how it works.
I was like, wait, where's that on your
So you
resume?
had the surgery already?
No, March 20th.
Oh,
I'm getting it. It's to the ACL and the meniscus.
Okay.
They're gone.
Yeah.
Balling.
Hey, God's faith. I hope
Right.
it comes out great.
God bless.
Yeah, God bless, man.
That means a lot. Seriously.
Yeah, I know someone who went through it. I know how it feels. That was honestly the worst pain I ever went through. Yeah,
Post surgery or
post surgery. Like I felt like
How
my knee was
long?
bleeding out. Like it was crazy. Like, it was crazy, but it was crazy times. But yeah, I had to learn how to walk again. Actually,
I heard that
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say it, but with the patella, they told me it's more of that. It's more
Yeah.
because that tendon, it's smaller than the quad.
yes.
So there's more kneecap pain and things like that. And you have to sometimes learn how to fucking re-walk. But I'm trying to do a lot
Yeah.
of banded work and the AT knowledge.
That's what I did. That's what
So
I did.
right now, even I'm trying to do a lot of banded work, biking, stuff like that. But
Yeah.
pre-surgery, I think, is big. I talked about, I love the idea of the mental to muscle to mind connection.
Yeah.
And with surgery, calming your nerves down before surgery, you have your lessened recovery time post surgery versus someone who's stressed out all the time. So if you're stressed out and you're eating fast food before your surgery and you're not doing the little workouts and stuff like that, it's going to be a lot more painful after. Not saying, you did that.
Oh, no.
You're like, yeah, what the?
Yeah.
But so that's what I'm really trying to focus on now, like just kind of locking in, calming down, really wiring in. But I think it's 2 micro incisions through the front.
Yeah.
They use a little camera.
Yeah.
And then, bro, tell me I'm bugging. They scrape out the rest of the ACL that's not there.
Even part of my MCL was sprained. They had, and then a part of my LCL, like my right knee was messed up.
From ball?
Yeah.
Ball's a weird dude.
Bro, it's crazy.
You know what mine was? I was trying to act all cool with the shoes unlaced. The shoes weren't all. I didn't have my shoes tied. I didn't really warm them up.
Were you like dancing or something? Like, what were you doing?
Basketball, playing a little
really?
4v4, yeah. In the Y.
Reckless.
In the Y. It's crazy.
Oh, man. Come on, man. You got to know better.
It's crazy. I was at Unk status. I didn't realize it, bro. We were playing with some youngins, and then they were calling like people because I went down, and they were like, this old guy's here. He like hurt his knee. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I'm 24. I was like, I'm not there yet. It's crazy. But the one thing I think actually, in regards to that, you mentioned your website. I actually looked at that a lot. Is that more so similar to this? Also, shout out this for people who don't know. The first 24
I call them the Tremendous 24.
The Tremendous 24 for DJ Sports Show. People he's interviewed has it on the frame. I love it. I think it's absolutely amazing. Got us thinking about doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen our podcast, kind of when we have a guest on. Well, you'll see yours now, but with Phil and everybody, we take a little trim of them, like a sticker, and put it on our frame and shout them out.
Fire.
The goal of the podcast originally was get people on, shout out, just talk to people we know, shout out stuff you do, hype it up. And for business side of things for the podcast, if we do a website for you, did you see Kev cleaned it? The website we did, I could show you.
Kev cleaned it. I don't think I've
pull it. He could pull it up real quick.
Yeah, let me see
so
that.
we've done he's in Haverstraw, or no, he's in Suffern actually.
Might not look great.
Pomona.
Oh no, it looks clean.
But this is the website we did for him, and then on the Instagram we did a clip. We got some of his content, got some of our content, and we shout out the website on the podcast. So right now,
website's fire.
What your website? www.djsportshow.com.
Yeah.
Shout out www.djsportshow.com. Check it out today. We did not do that website yet, but give our boy some love on his site right now. Maybe talk off camera. I actually looked at it. I got some ideas for you.
Yeah, I'm always.
I was gonna say I'm
always on to.
This kid surprises everybody, bro.
You just type in DJ Sports Show on Google, you'll see it too. It'll just pop up. Yeah. Yeah, Matt had me talking to an ACL. I'm still gonna shout out my teachers. Don't worry.
I like that. I didn't mean to jump back into that. You got me hyped. I was like, look at the kid. Okay.
Yeah, I was at a photo shoot with Mike Vision Studios. I don't know why it looks cut off there. On my laptop, it doesn't look like that. But yeah, those are some of the stuff with Mike Vision Studios. That's what Big East Media Day with Paige Beckers. I was there. I was credential media member.
She's a goat.
Yeah.
She's nasty.
That was at Manhattan with Rob Parker. We'll show y'all the intro of that because that intro was spectacular.
He's amazing.
Yeah,
he's amazing.
Rob's OG. That's friends.
Oh, and I like how you have it on the website too. Like that.
Yeah, I gotta show love to my people, man. Like, I don't get here by myself. Like, people always think like no matter what success you have in life, every successful person you know, like Jay-Z or Will Smith or whatever, you have a team. One person can't do everything. No. Even if you're like the most skilled person, this and that, you're gonna overwhelm yourself. You need to have people who are gonna, try to help you, who want to like genuinely help you, like see you succeed. Not people who have like what's it called, envy towards you or anything like that.
It's hard to find.
Yeah,
it's hard to find,
especially nowadays.
Dude, we're working with friends. It's the bittersweetness of working with people is bringing friends and family into business, and that's some of the richest people. Not even rich, but successful people say don't get into business with people because it gets hard and you might ruin your relationships. But some dude told us that yesterday. Actually, it's funny enough. He said, "Don't ever let this business ruin your friendship."
Yeah.
And whatever happens, you make $100 million or you lose $100 million. Don't let it get in between you guys.
Exactly.
But yeah, we're working with our friends right now. Everyone on our team is someone we know from college or high school. Mm-hmm. So we're now we're trying to manage people. They're seeing this new light on us. Mm-hmm. It's not we don't have the time to sit around and do the things we did in high school.
Exactly. We're busier
know,
now. We have work. We got to pay bills now.
Man.
We're not kids no more.
It's
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Sunday's a big day where I feel like people turn off. We always say, like, we're not really into football as much. It's not one of my favorite sports.
Football season's over. I'm sad my Chiefs lost, man.
It's crazy, bro.
My guy Mahomes, man. I want to see that three-peat, man. I was about to go like 1, 2, 3.
Got clapped.
Why he gotta say it like that? The Eagles, shout out to them though. Like Saquon Barkley, I'm happy to see what like the season he had, and then how the Eagles came and
beat up on the Giants.
Yeah, I don't know how the Giants chose Daniel Jones over Saquon Barkley. It's still to this day. I have a lot of friends who are Giants fans, and they still to this day they're sick to their stomach. And then to see the season he went on to have, like. He just broke the single season record for most rushing yards in the season from the regular season and including playoffs. And he he just won the Super Bowl in his first season with the Eagles. And then Jalen Hurts, shout to him. He had a great Super Bowl, man. He actually was the third quarterback recently to win a Super Bowl and has college football national championship. He joined Joe Namath and Joe Montana.
Isn't Saquon coming off an injury too?
Saquon, this past year? No. He was
2 years ago or 3 years. He was injured recently off the Giants.
I remember a few years ago. I think he had a torn ACL.
Oh, yeah. ACL. There you go.
Yeah. I think that was during COVID season.
It's motivation,
2021.
bro. It keeps me up. I can keep it going. You know, Saquon won a chip. I could tear my ACL, and, it shows you something could happen. I'm not Saquon, but...
hey, we all have our own story. We're all unique.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not, you know what I mean? Just because you're not a football player. During COVID especially, I was a huge NBA fan. But shout out Knicks. Definitely New York Knicks.
I like the Knicks. Yeah.
Not a Brooklyn.
I'm not really a teams guy. I like great players. I like Brunson. I like Tyrell Towns. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Too many players move around too often now.
It's tough.
Yeah.
I haven't watched NBA. So what I was going to say, actually, I watched it a lot, and then COVID hit, and then I kind of faded away.
Yeah.
And then got into UFC.
Ooh.
That was the one sport, I feel like, the only sport during COVID that was on. One of the only ones. Mm-hmm. They're the only ones I feel like go all year round. It's not one season. And they also do a really good job with mixing men and women onto every card.
They do. Yep.
So it's not like you have to watch the NBA or the WNBA and the ratings are very split. It's you have to watch a card Saturday, and regardless, you're going to see men and women.
Exactly.
And it's pretty cool to see that. And I got hooked to the UFC really, a lot during COVID. Started watching it a lot, and now that's like every Saturday we're like, yo, we're watching the UFC. It's on. Put it on. Like we're getting into it. It's amazing.
I forgot who owned it. Dana White, right?
Yeah, Dana White.
Dana White. Yeah, he's a genius, bro.
Insane, dude. He talk about like someone who works their ass off. It's insane,
and he actually like genuinely has a passion for UFC, and he's like,
right.
He loves the brand. And a lot of people, they're CEOs, they're like, they kind of, you could tell they just do it for the money. They don't really have a passion for it. He resonates with UFC and the fans, and he's always listening to try to get people and build fan engagement.
And that's why it grows. Because he stays alert to these things. He's not making a system like boxing and then just hoping it lasts for 100 years. And then
boxing fell off.
It's tough, dude. You know what I mean? It's really tough. And even with the amount of money in it, with like Showtime and all these big promotion companies, they still can't get the things that UFC does with a couple Instagram posts.
Exactly.
It's what people want to see and what they don't want to see. And I think what we were talking about before, with finding the people, for me and him to get here today, we had to filter through a lot of different friends and meet a lot of different people. And us two are the ones that need to be together, not have these people, they're distractions, this. It probably took him years to find Joe Rogan, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Someone else who's passionate about the UFC now. Because we hear commentators all the time in any sport. You hear him probably more than me with the ear, and you're like, what the fuck did he just say? You're like, what the fuck? You're like, did that just... You're like, no idea. It's like the most obvious thing. The guy scores a touchdown, and he's like, oh, scored a touchdown. You're like, dude, I could do that fucking...
Like, at least have some passion behind it. Right. If it's a crazy play, like, oh, how did he do it? Like, you got to have some emphasis to it.
So if you look into some of his clips, like Joe Rogan at the side, like on the side, they either have ex-fighters there, or Joe Rogan or someone who knows fighting. So all the announcers are very in tune to what's going on, and you could hear it and feel it, and it's more emotion behind it, and it's, I don't know. I honestly love that sport. And
you're definitely more UFC expert than me. I need to watch it more.
It's awesome, dude. You got a couple. I saw you had the boxers. You could shout him out. I was gonna say,
my guy Aaron Remy, CEO of the 3G Boxing Club, actually around here locally in Rockland County.
Nice. Yeah, I actually got to check him out.
Yeah, he actually he trains
what is
clients.
It? 3G Boxing Club.
Yeah,
check that out.
He actually trains people. for boxing, like if they want to take it serious or just for their health.
Like he lets you sign up for the page, like if you want to get into competition or if you want to do it, just kind of stay in shape.
Yeah, and
that's amazing.
And he's actually a preacher as well in his own house and all that stuff.
I don't see a website, so we might have to.
I don't know if he has a website, but he has an Instagram. He has an Instagram for it. Yeah, 3G Boxing Club. He has clients. He does it full time.
3G Boxing Club. I might hit you up, brother, and we'll get a website going. Get some of these beautiful videos and some of the classes on there for you.
Yeah, he's a businessman. Yeah, he's a businessman.
You gotta put me on.
I have his number. I can definitely send you his number, man.
Looking.
He's a very busy dude, so you're gonna have to contact him a few times.
Nah, trust me, bro. If I didn't have the ACL, I would love to go check out his gym, bro. But that's
bro. When I tell you, one of the hardest people I ever had to get on the show. It took me out. He was one of the hardest people to get a hold of.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would think it's Rob Parker, the biggest person ever. No.
That's why I asked if you were Hollywood when we walked in. I was like, you never know with the 500, bro. You got to make sure you're not. Nah. He's a great. His interview was one of my favorite interviews. Oh yeah.
I'll actually get into like some of my favorite interviews, but when we're talking about the torn ACL, like you mentioned earlier, so actually during that time in high school, that junior year, like I was with Beloga and for ELA, I was out that whole year, and I said, okay, I need to focus on my grades. Like my grades were already good, but I said, I remember one of my second mom, Priscilla, she was like, junior year is the most important year, so make sure you do what you got to do. And I said, okay. And then next thing you know, I'm getting all A's, 90s in classes.
I like that.
And Beloga, man, like he said, like I said earlier, he said, man, you have a gift. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, wait, what? And I'm just writing. He said, you have a lot of raw talent, man. He said, I want to keep your drafts for future years for classes. Wow. I was like, whoa.
Holy
like, he actually did. I was like, whoa. Like, that gave me chills down. I'm like, damn.
I never heard that. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then, man, I wish I could speak to, I haven't talked to him since we were in high school.
Shout him out, bro. Shout him out.
Shout out Beloga, man. Yo, Beloga, if you see this, I want to reach out to you, man. I tried to see if he had Facebook or anything. He's not really a social media guy.
Is he still working?
I don't even know if he still works at North Rockland, but I think his kids go there. So, yeah, but Beloga, he was a strict teacher, but man, he was very constructive with my writing. He was like, DJ, I want you to do this, this, and this, or I can see you get better here. Like, I'll be willing to accept it, because some people, they kind of like, nah. Constructive criticism, and ladies and gentlemen, anything you do, constructive criticism is only going to make you better. Like, anyone who's genuinely trying to help, there's a difference between constructive criticism and then just degrading somebody.
Yeah.
Trust me, there's a fine line. But he was giving me constructive criticism, and then I took it. And this was years before the website, but that actually was like, okay, damn, he said I have a gift for writing. And I started thinking, like, because at that time I was like, I made up my mind. I said, okay, MBA's not going to work out, torn ACL and all that. I got to think. Okay, what do I have a passion for? I said sports. I was like, okay. And I started looking up, what do I want to like major in college? And I looked up degrees I might need. I saw broadcast, I saw communications, I saw journalism. I was like, ooh, okay. I'm starting thinking. I was like, let me do communications media, because it's broad and you could do a lot with that major.
Fine tune it what you need.
Exactly.
I like that.
And then during college, I would take journalism classes and all that. And it's really during that time, thanks to him, like I kind of knew what I wanted to do.
Wow. That's good.
Yeah. And then like Metcalf, I never had a teacher like shout out to Metcalf. Until I met him, I never had a teacher. That dude is unique. He taught me, like, man, not take everything so serious. Like, I used to always be like, take everything serious in life. He taught, like, man, he's like, he'll teach all the students, like, guys, life is too short. You gotta just sit back sometimes and just enjoy it, man. Like,
we all come out the same. So
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. He'll crack jokes in class, show a sense of humor. And he was like, hey, he was very smart. There's a reason he's a history teacher. Like, the dude's intelligent, and he's the varsity coach of the girls basketball team, I think, still, right? Yeah, and they've been dominating for a long time. So yeah, he taught me like not to always take life so serious, just to be yourself and just enjoy life. And then Negron, man, she was probably the sweetest teacher I've ever known. Like, she never got mad. Like, I'm like, and if she really got mad, like, you had to really do something. Like,
you're doing some dumb shit.
Yeah, like you gotta really like work her nerve for her to yell. Like, the whole year I had her, she only yelled probably like once or twice. Like, she was amazing. Her and Beloga, like, they made me enjoy writing more and stuff like that. And I'm glad, like, those honestly, high school was cool. I enjoyed
it's different than anything ever.
Yeah.
You look back at, not to cut you off, but you look back at it, and it's you're around so many people
around your age.
Even in college, you're around people, but you're on a real schedule kind of.
Yeah.
You're not just all together 8 hours like work.
Exactly.
Dude, and one of our high schools, going to school in New Hampshire, that's where I went to college. I didn't realize how big our high school was until I started talking to other people from other states.
Yep.
And they're like, wait, you had
How many
600 kids graduate just in your class. I was like, I think it was like 660 or something like that.
I think it was more. I think it was like 700.
Yeah, something like that. I think it was like six something.
We had a lot of kids in our class.
And now it's more. It's like it's in the 800s to the thousands now.
Whoa.
Per class. It's crazy.
That's crazy. No, that's wild.
But
Norfolk got bigger?
Yeah.
Damn, I did not know that.
I think they're also expanding too. Like
Yeah, they're
getting
trying to
ready
expand
even more.
Basically another like annex.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's going to be like 4 floors now, right?
It's going to be crazy.
Damn. It was already big enough when we were there. That's crazy. Actually, because I moved to Haverstraw my freshman year, so I graduated from Nyack Middle School. Came to my freshman year. I was brand new, so I didn't really know anybody coming. I was kind of nervous. I was like, "This is a big high school. I'm a 14-year-old scrawny freshman." I'm like, damn.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, like I'm a very social person, but I think I was even more shy then. I was 14. I had the bean then.
Yeah, the bean ski is crazy.
Yeah, my waves were 360 spinning, but
I like that.
I had to shout it out, but hey, that was the way back then before the Duke starting 5 haircut with with Jaleel Okafor and that crew, and then Odell Beckham with the hair. Everybody started growing the hair out.
Everybody went there.
Yeah, Odell Beckham, the Giants killer. Everybody's like, "Yo, I want to start growing my hair like this guy." Duke star. Yeah,
I like it.
And then during that time, I was like, man, high school's different. And everybody's dancing to Bobby Shmurda about a week ago. I'm like, yo, this is high school?
That's really bringing memories. That was 3 years.
Yo, that was crazy times, bro. I remember those days like it was yesterday. I'm like, my first week of high school, I'm like, yo, this is high school? I could get used to this.
Because it feels like the memories were so dense, you know what I mean? Because we're all together so much. So the memories you feel like you could look back at so quick. And then same with college, where we're living with these people. Like now it's different when I'm friends with him and we live together.
Yeah.
Now you're with each other 24/7. You see how someone really is.
Yeah.
It's not like when I just see you for 2 hours and dap you up and you go home and you're like, oh yeah, fuck, oh god, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You see everything. So it's like you really get gauges for people, stuff like that. And then college is a lot different. But that's why I feel like people don't really remember much or care about memories after college.
Yeah.
They say most people die at the age of 20 or whatever when they get into their jobs because it's not like it's just you now. Your time with you, and it's like your workers. It's not like you're with friends in high school and teams. Like that was a crazy one for me was no competitive. So what kept me going was sports and keeps me, because competitive nature was something I always look forward to. Saturday, we know we have a game. We have in practice next week. We have doubles. I can't eat like shit. I can't go.
Or you have a meet,
right? Something.
Yeah.
And now, once you're out of college, or even if you're not playing intramurals or club in college, because I didn't play sports, that competitive nature is just there's nothing. It's gone.
Yeah.
So now it's like what do you have with all these athletes who don't play pro? Who are just still got that energy and that drive? They need to put it somewhere.
Yeah. You gotta find a way to channel it somewhere else.
Yeah, bro.
That's what you got to do.
And I feel like it's either, if it's not going to be in it, because if you're not passionate about your job, it can't be that.
Exactly.
You're going to burn yourself out.
Exactly. And I know people who make a lot of money, but they're miserable at what they don't like. They said, man, money ain't everything. Because I know people who make good money, like 90,000, 6 figures. They're like, I don't enjoy this job. Yeah. Like, I know money helps a lot of things, yes, but if you're miserable at what you're doing, like, it's not really worth it. Like, you want to do what you enjoy doing. Like, do you rather make 6 figures something you don't like doing, or do you rather make $70,000, $30,000 less, but you enjoy doing it? It's a big difference.
And the time, that's something like, God bless, you never know when you're going to not be here. So
exactly,
making $5 million but working every hour of the week versus me making $100K and working 4 hours a week.
Exactly,
that's more wealthy. Exactly, that's because I could live my life. I could do whatever I want.
And then you can always try to learn how to invest your money too, and try to make it work for you. That's the one thing I'm trying to learn right now. Like, investing. Like, I want to try to learn that right now. Like, I'm trying to learn that. I'm actually trying to get an advisor eventually, someone that's affordable, but I want to start young. Yeah, I've always been since I was a little kid, always had that drive, passion, like the same thing, the drive I had for DJ Sports Show, I had for like basketball, always working on my game. I used to be outside in 100-degree weather. Ask my mom, ask my godmother. It's no joke. They used to be like, boy, get your ass inside. Bro, it's 100 degrees outside. What are you doing? No one's outside. I'm like, no, I need to work on my game. I gotta get better.
Drives by. That's exactly. The scout's gonna drive by. He's gonna see me hit the step back, and then he's gonna.
Bro, I just had that relentless, obsessive drive. I was obsessed with basketball growing up. Ask my boy Lance, my friend still since 5th grade, man. He'll see this too. I'll shout him out. I had to shout him out. My boy still since that's one of my true friends right there.
Hell
Fifth
yeah.
grade, like 15 years ago now. I'm like, we're still boys. Like, damn.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You have to hold on to that.
We've been through the ups and downs together. Like his sister too. Like I remember you guys were little. You guys were always obsessed with basketball growing up. But I was so obsessed with basketball. I had the cards growing up. I had NBA notebooks. I still have them. My mom didn't throw them out. I had like each NBA player of all time. I would write down Michael Jordan, this, that. Even the bench warmers I would write.
Fucking crazy.
I would like study. I'm like, okay, this player played there. This like I was my mom still has the notebooks. I'm like, because I asked her last year. I was like, Mom, did you throw them out when I was a kid? She was like, nope, because I know that meant a lot to you. So
God bless, bro. That's
yeah,
amazing. I love the NBA. My dad's a huge NBA fan. He got me into it.
Yeah.
Who is you said all time. I'm curious. Who's your all time starting five?
Yeah.
Come on. I know it's a big one. But I'll break mine down with you. We'll piece it up. We'll start with point guards, and you and me will go down back and forth.
So I remember when I made my NBA 75 greatest list, which we'll get into, but
I did see that.
yeah,
actually.
That was my most like viewed article of all time.
We could talk about a couple of those, but
No, we can debate. But my starting five all time: Magic at point, Jordan at the 2, LeBron at the 3, Duncan at the 4, Kareem at the 5.
it's pretty crazy.
And to me, personally, those are the
Magic
greatest
is a good
players
point
at their
guard.
positions, at their respective positions. I think those are the goats of their positions.
Magic
Yeah.
at the point, I will agree with.
I know some people want to say Steph
Jordan.
Curry, but I got Magic over him.
Who was the third?
For small
You
forward,
had Magic.
Jordan, LeBron, Duncan, Kareem. Yeah. To me, those are the goats of their respective positions.
I'll agree with Magic.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take on the shoot. You don't got Kobe on the.
Oh, you want to take Kobe?
I'm gonna take
I don't
Kobe on
mind that.
I'm gonna take Kobe on the 2.
Mm-hmm.
Center, you got Kareem.
Did you see his resume?
I guess that's gonna have to be though. The 1 and the 5, yes, I'll agree with you.
Okay.
The 4, I don't.
Tim Duncan. Who you got over Tim Duncan? He's like
The
universally known as the
forward?
GOAT forward, power forward ever.
I
5
guess
rings.
You're
3,
going on. See, yeah, you're going on rings. I was
3
gonna say just
no.
play-
3 Finals MVPs, 2 MVPs. He's like a top 5 defense player. He has the most all defensive teams of all time. You know that, right?
I'm gonna give you that one. I'm gonna just talk. I'm gonna give it to him.
15-time
I think
all
you got
defense? Are you
his starting
kidding me?
5 we're gonna
What?
run with. I'm gonna say you got the sports on there.
He never missed the playoffs in his
Shout out
career.
DJ Sports Show. He has the better all-time starting 5. Websites, hit us up.
Yo, just like what's this day Stephen A's trying to say. Michael Jordan never lost. Tim Duncan never missed the
Larry
playoffs.
Bird's. I know Larry Bird's and my dad's. He'll fucking say that
I
all
don't.
day.
Hey, if you want to put Larry Bird over LeBron, that's on. But I think LeBron is the greatest small forward of all time. Yeah, the greatest forward of all time. Period. Too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Magic's undebatable. That's the only one I just like straight up just can't even argue.
Yeah.
That one's just right on the list.
But yeah, growing up, man. Yeah, I also used to like, you know how we had recess back then?
Yeah.
I used to like. That's how you know my imagination was wild. I used to be like, okay, this day I want to play like this player. Like on Monday I want to play like Rajon Rondo. I just want to facilitate,
Like
make
act
plays.
like that.
Yeah, just like
bro.
go
I've been doing the
behind
same
back,
shit.
go like this.
That shit is funny because I was I had a little hoop on. I don't know if you know where I live in Haverstraw. You know that bike trail to Nyack down in
think so.
Dutchtown?
Yeah.
I live down there by the rock quarry.
Oh.
But they got that little park there. So I used to go down there and hoop all the time. I'd do Melo, one of my favorite players of all time. Shout out. But I'd be like thinking of the Nuggets videos and stuff. And I'd be, and I could never dunk, bro. I was never blessed with any abilities for dunking. But that was the one thing I said in basketball playing, bro. I was like, dude, I've always wanted just like pulling off the glass and just fucking
I could change it. I had that on the paywall. I could change that. My fault. I forgot about that.
How much is it to subscribe? Oh, bro, I'll subscribe. You're good. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I was gonna change it.
What is this?
Oh, my 75 greatest players of all time list.
And you have a subscription for it? That's pretty
I
lit.
recently, but I was gonna change it. I was like, just for that one article.
Bro, I don't know. I think it's like, bro, $5. People, if you're wanting to fucking read it.
Yeah, because I was like,
Dude,
I don't want to do that.
We could
but-
seriously talk about this. We could definitely.
Because one thing I'm
spice
trying to
this.
get up is I want to get more traffic. I'm actually going to talk to someone from Wix. Like she's been building websites for people too, like for Wix for 5 years. Yeah,
We're gonna switch that.
yeah,
We're gonna look behind you real quick, brother.
yeah. That's
We're gonna have another phone call.
yeah. Hey, we do some business. We can do some talks.
I was gonna say, talk to her. Let me know what she says, and then we'll talk
Yeah.
to you, and we'll try to help you better. And just know that it's a phone call away.
Yeah, and I have your number too. So
The people we help right now virtually. So we did Dorfman's website, that kid Kev.
yeah,
We make someone's website. You own virtually everything with it. You're not paying like a monthly fee to basically lease it through Wix or Shopify. And then virtually we give a free month of maintenance. So we're like, yo, we'll give you a free month. Here you go. And then he told you about the web maintenance stuff.
I think he did.
So Kev, after, so say you make the website, it's like, oh, there it is. Kev, we're like, hey, do you want your website? You own it? Or do you want us to kind of have your developer for $50 a month and you don't have to worry about your website ever again? Now you just worry about content, uploading content, and not fucking making the website. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
And like like all that. Yeah, my 75 list, that's probably my favorite thing. And like growing up, is it gonna show now? Let me see if it shows now. Yeah. Yeah, just refresh it and stuff. I can always take it off.
What is that, Jared? What's that form through? Is that separate?
I'm not sure. What is it? All through Wix?
Yeah. Hold up. Yeah, you should be good. Just refresh it. You should be good.
Is it like an e-article, or does he get it? Or it's like a PDF, you basically?
Nah, yeah, it's on the site. There you go. Yeah, that's my baby right there.
Hell yeah, bro. Let's see.
Yeah, so like growing up, I used to always pretend to like recess. I used to be like, one day, like I said, Rondo, I want to fake facilitate. Another day, I want to be like Kobe. I just want to shoot fadeaways on everybody. I would do that.
Bro, just
Fifth
mix
grade,
it
I was
up.
cooking everybody. Sixth grade, there was this kid, Jal Jamel. He was a year older than me. He used to annoy me, bro. He used to like foul me physically. I'm like, bro, what is this? Jordan versus the Bad Boys? Like, what, bro? You scratch me off? He's like, nah, man, I'm just toughing you up, man. He was a year older than me, and I was like, we used to go. He was like the best in his grade, and then versus like me, I was the best in my grade, and we would just go at each other, talking trash. And everyone's like, yo, look at these two going at it. Like, I wrote about him in the early years. And I was just every day. And like one day I'll be like, oh, I want to play like Scottie Pippen. I want to lock somebody down. Like that's how I was like so creative in my mindset.
I like
just
that, bro. It makes it
trying
fun.
to get better. Yeah.
Keeps it fun because you see people play different styles. Like I know I used to do the my player style, so I'd be like some days at the park. I'd go to the park and work on like my free throws, or I'd go to the park and work on my mid-range game, and then I'd go home and be like, oh, my mid-range is better. My player's better. Like I'm fucking.
You built up a little bit of attributes.
Yeah, bro. I'm getting the fucking HP on the attributes.
And yeah, and like during that time, I didn't even have a hoop yet until I was 12. So when I was like 10, 11, there was this wall. It had like a little white dot, and it like if you bang the wall, it makes noise in the house. But I would shoot on that little, try to visualize that white dot as my hoop to work on my accuracy.
I like
and that's
that,
why
bro.
I did that.
That's
like
that hunger right there.
Yeah, I was doing that. I was doing it in the rain. I was doing it in the blazing heat, cold winters. My godmother, she used to be like, "Man, I'm trying to put your sister to sleep. Stop banging." And then eventually, like I said, "Okay, there's a cage right there." There was in like down the driveway where I was at that time. I was living in Highland Falls, by the way, Orange County.
Nice.
So I was there from 5th grade to 7th grade, and then I said, let me start shooting on the cage. The cage is a little bit higher, and then that way you don't hear like the wall noise, because my sister was a baby at that time. So I was like, okay, let me go over there and I'll just shoot on there, and I was like just work, okay, this is where I want to shoot, this is where I'm trying to aim, work on my accuracy, follow through everything, and I'll work on my handles. I would do defensive slides too, just do that. I used to even just throw the ball up in the air and just like swat it, like we're going blocking
like,
shots.
Throw
I
it
was
up like you're going up for a layup.
Yeah, I was doing stuff kids weren't even thinking of. Like nobody was like, what kid have you ever seen like just work on just throwing the ball and like working on timing block shots? That's what I was working on. And then also like just bouncing the ball, working on swiping under, like when you're trying to get steals. Gary Payton, the glove. They call him the glove for a reason. Like he was out there swiping. so yeah, I would do those drills, and it helped me. Like eventually, I ended up playing for AAU, middle school, high school. Nice. I switched.
Played at Nyack for freshman year, then you moved to Rockland?
No, I went to Nyack 8th grade. I used to move a lot before high school.
Okay, so then
I lived in Spring Valley when I was like up to 4 years old, and then I lived in Suffern 5, 6, 7. And then that's when I first started playing basketball, kindergarten. But I didn't really take it serious until I was 8. Then I lived in Tuxedo. I went to Monroe, Central Valley, and for 3rd and 4th grade. And then that's when I really started when I was 8 years old. I was only really good at rebounding. I didn't have no skill yet. I think I
was like picking my nose dude, when I was like 8 years old. He said I got serious about something. I was like, I don't think I was serious about anything when I was 8 years old. That's great.
I was like basically at that time I had like no skill. I couldn't shoot yet. I didn't have like handles to like create my own shot yet. I was like Dennis Rodman at that time.
Right.
I was like getting bored. I was like, damn, this guy's a menace on the rebounds, like everything. I was just going after it. I was like, my team needs a rebound. Let me get to him. I didn't know what I was doing yet.
I like that.
Then the next summer, I'll work on my skills. 4th grade, I was much better. I was starting to get my offensive flow, and then I played in the RBA. That was a summer like a league. league. They used to some good competition back then. That was my first time ever playing on a team, so I was hella nervous then.
Yeah, bro, it's a lot.
Yeah, when
It's
you
a
first
lot.
playing on a team, first time in front of people, you're like frozen each game. You're like, what the? People are
Everything's
watching
on you, yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's on you, bro. The first time, I think mine was CYO St. Peter's.
Oh,
that was my
wow.
first like public big.
Yeah, you probably
thing.
looking at the stands like, what the
Dude,
hell?
I was shocked. We were fucking. I was riding the bench on the A team. It was like fucking crazy. And then I played the B team, but
Yeah.
that was electric, dude. CYO was like St. Greg's. Like, we hate St. Greg's. I'm like, why?
Man.
What's going on? Why do we hate them? I'm like, what's a rival? I'm like,
Exactly. Man, I always wanted to play CYO growing up, but I didn't. Fortunately, I didn't have the luxury. I had a single parent, only just my mom, so she didn't have the money then. So I just had to work with what I had. I just had to work on my skills at home, work on
God bless,
putting
bro.
chairs out, working on my handles, shooting on my shot, going to the park. That's really what I had to rely on playing for school. I didn't get to play AAU until my freshman year of high school. I wish I could have got to play sooner, but AAU, it's
That's, I was gonna say that's the most expensive fucking right there.
Like
I got asked to be.
8th grade.
So what?
9th
You
grade.
tried out sophomore year for the team at NR?
No, I actually was on the freshman team.
Freshman team,
I made
okay,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And honestly,
I got asked to be the manager. I was definitely trying out with.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, no, I didn't be I wasn't the manager. I wasn't the manager because I was like, I can't. I was like, I'm just gonna accept track, winter track, and now I'm a thrower.
hey, you did pretty good at track.
Thank you, bro.
did pretty good
I
at track.
also tried out for the basketball team freshman year.
Hey, you're the swimmer.
Yeah, and then that's why I
you
started
were
swimming.
the swimmer. I was like, everybody's like, this guy Jared Finn is like a fish. I was like, this guy's killing
Dude,
it.
we used to like go to his swim meets, some of the guys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They can't hear you when they're underwater.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't
So
hear either.
people only it's so funny. If you probably have seen swim events, but they only clap or yell when their head comes up for oxygen. So every time like, dude, we got like 20 people in there coming up like, oh.
Yo, Jared, you
And it was like-
you still lead at swimming?
Do I still swim now?
Yeah.
No, I stopped swimming. So I swam in college.
Yeah.
Freshman, sophomore year, and had a great sophomore year. I won SUNYX, won an event in SUNYX, and then
You just don't
COVID
enjoy
hit.
it anymore? Oh, COVID.
Yeah, and then COVID hit, and it was like, I guess the season got canceled, and then I guess we like when it started to come back, it was like I was like, I don't know, because I was graduating also a half year early, so I was like, all right, so like I have a decision to make here. I'm like either committing the rest of my college to swimming or like my career. And I just decided on my career because I hated swimming at that point. Swimming's a very consuming sport. It's just like
It's more tiring than people think. You're working a lot of muscles.
I can't imagine, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I wish I could swim like that. Like
No, dude,
wish
I would
could swim
drown
like
if I
that.
went to their practice. He told me the warm up. What was the warm up you guys do for laps?
How
You
deep
guys
was
just,
the
like,
water?
hop in and do a
just
couple.
crazy.
Dude, they're just
warm-ups,
going.
bro.
They just go. Like it's just
Yeah.
back and forth, back and forth, back and
And how
forth.
deep's the
back
water?
and
How deep
forth.
was the water? Like 8 feet?
There's the deep end is like 10 feet, 12
Yeah,
feet.
nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'll stay where I get a stippy toe. 6 feet. I'll stay at 6 feet. I'm
Yeah,
good.
Dude, that's
crazy.
me in the fucking ocean. Every time I go to like the ocean or whatever like
Bro.
that, I'm wherever I could walk up to.
Yeah.
that, I'm good.
Once it gets
I
up
will
to my
not-
chest or neck, I'm not going further.
Nah, I'm
That's
out.
it. Yeah. I always try to
crazy.
float and I try to relax and I never could do it.
Yeah, bro, I'm not a floater. To be
Yo,
honest.
chin.
Yeah,
I
like
can swim, but I'm not a
Chin
floater.
back, and then your hips up.
Because people used to
Try to put your hips up and then
Okay.
chin back.
people are like,
got
DJ,
it.
you're tense. I'm like, no, I feel like I'm relaxed. They're like, I feel like I'm chilling. But they're like, no, you're still tense. I'm like, what do you mean I'm tense? I'm like, I'm literally, and then I can have it for a second and I fall. I'm like, oh my God, people do this.
I've been saying people say it to me. I need like a massage or something to get it, just get all that stuff out. All the
Yeah,
stress
like
and
I literally
everything.
feel like relaxed, and then I'm just like, whatever.
Because your
Yeah,
mind could be relaxed, but your body could be tight.
probably. That's
Having to swim for gym class was crazy.
Why?
Yo,
That's a
I remember
crazy
that.
idea.
Dude, I didn't know that
Yo,
was co-ed.
Yes, I used to.
And it's co-ed. It was co-ed?
Well,
it wasn't.
I didn't.
I did it.
There
I
was
think I
there
had
was
to do
some
it.
classes had co-ed.
That's crazy.
I had to do it.
but
I
now
was
they don't
annoyed.
even have swimming anymore.
I think it was
Really?
my sophomore year. I had to do it. It was my sophomore
Bro,
year.
you know what's the most crazy thing
Crazy.
about that is since I would go to practice after school, there was
Yeah.
like literally like a layer of film from like the hair gels and shit of everybody.
Yeah.
Like literally you saw a layer of film. And
They
we
don't,
just
I think
dive
that's
right
probably
into it,
why
bro.
they don't fucking let
Yeah,
it in
it's
anymore.
probably
Yeah.
very
It's so much money to just clean
Sure.
it for kids to swim in it for class. And
yeah.
it's either kids know how to swim or they don't. So then it's
Exactly.
like, okay, the ones who know how to swim, good job. You're whatever age you could swim. The ones who don't, it's like, okay, are you going to use this class to teach them? No.
Yeah.
And
So
it was-
what's the point of swimming
I
class?
had to get the little floaties to stay up top of the deep end. I was like, yo, I'm not risking drowning.
Wait,
in
actually,
school.
that's curious. Did they try to teach you how to swim in that class?
They
or did
literally
just-
try to teach you, but it's like I feel
Not
like
really, bro.
barely.
That's
I
what I'm
remember
saying.
we
Like,
did a
like it's not
relay.
worth
Like barely, but
like you
it's
might as well just go to an instructor.
and then
like,
you
go
got to
pay
hurry up
for
and
it.
dry off and get ready for your next class.
Yeah,
Like,
that's insane, bro. You smell
like-
like chlorine. Oh my god.
Also,
Like-
how different is the class for fucking someone who doesn't know how to swim and swim?
I had a great time.
That's what I'm saying, right?
because
Like
I
this
had
kid's
to do it regardless.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying. It's literally next. You have like someone learning how to swim, and then you have like your boys next to you, like playing basketball. and shit.
Yeah.
Like, fucking.
when he said we're going on the deep end that day, I said, "What?" My eyebrows bulged. I said, "Wait,
I was like,
what
yo,
we
I'll
doing
take
today?"
the I'll take the 80. Is that cool? I'll take
Yeah,
the
I'll
80
take
on
the
this
80,
class.
like-
That's chill, bro.
If you want me to run laps in the basketball court, I'll do that to get to 100. Like I could do that all day when I was young.
mile, bro. I run a mile right now.
Yeah.
6 minutes flat.
I was good at the mile. I was like, swimming though? Nah.
I slowly got. It's nice because I started as my shittiest time for the mile in middle school. It was like 11
Wow.
minutes, and then I slowly got better. And it was like,
Yeah.
I think you go to field. You didn't go to Fieldstone.
No, I didn't go to
So
Fieldstone.
Fieldstone, I don't know if you remember, Jared. Whoever the fuck measured the mile, it was like 0.89
Oh wow.
or whatever it was. It wasn't a whole mile. So
I would have had a field day with that,
bro, this is how I know. I ran like a 5:50 or like a 6:10 mile. And everyone in our class was running like fucking 6-7 minute miles. And we were like, what the hell? There's no way.
Wow. Nah, that's
It turns out when we did the track mile for track, everyone was running like 2 minutes slower, a minute slower, and they're like, that's a real mile. That's why.
Nah, that's crazy. Nah, that is crazy, man. Yeah, he said Fieldstone. So yeah, I went to the Nike middle school. That's
was
where.
what,
That's
eighth
actually where I
grade?
first met. I first met Marcellus when we were 9 in that RBA summer league. That's where I first. I'm like, yo, who's this kid? Bulky. I'm like, damn, this guy is
Big
skinny.
dude.
I'm skinny,
Yeah.
skinny as hell. But he was like, even then, he was bulky. And that's where I first met Isaiah Charles. He played at St. Joe's, and then Nick Boyd. I'm like, damn, some nice ballers out here. These guys. I'm like, man, I gotta get my game up. And then Nike middle school. That's where I met the Morrow twins. We played against them. Dylan Senator, John Marina, Jacob Garrison. Little did I know these guys would become my teammates in high school. And then I saw Michael Kimball. I saw Sayon. I saw a lot of these guys. I was like, damn, they got a squad over there. I think they had there was a team and B team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, damn. I saw Carlins. I was like, whoa. And I saw Quaster. I'm like, I think it was the A team that had Marcellus, Carlins, and it was Dylan, John. I'm like, damn. I'm like, we were not me, my boy Jason, and Justin. We were like the 3 best on the team. I'm like, damn, how we gonna beat this motherfucking team? I'm like, yo,
Squad, bro.
Yo,
That's actually, yeah.
I was like, y'all see the squad over? You see the size they got? I'm like, yo. I'm like,
Him
bro.
and his boy, and he's like, what the fuck?
I'm like, and me and Jason like, nah, we got this, man. I'm like, I bet. And honestly, that was the best game I had in my career. And I spoiled Marcellus' 14th birthday. I'm sorry, Marcellus. You're a goat. But that day, it was 20. I remember the exact day, January 24th, 2014. And I went to school. School was packed. I was like, damn, this must be a big game. Because, I was only my first year actually playing organized ball for a school. Because sadly, when I was in Highland Falls, I was getting ready to play on the modified basketball team with my family. We were moving to Nyack, like right in the middle of the year. I was so devastated. My friends, like, they were crying too. They were kind of sad because they knew how much I love basketball, and I was ready to play for the team. And then when you're 12, you can't control it. Like, I gotta move with my mom.
Yeah,
I can't,
you can't.
I'm
You
a
can't
kid.
drive there.
Yeah. So I'm like, damn. And I moved to Pomona, 7th grade. That's where I met Anthony Simon, all of them. And then I stayed there for half of 7th grade. Then eventually I went to Nike in 8th grade. So yeah, 8th grade is like the first year I really got to play organized ball, which is kind of late for most people. But yeah, I think I had my career high at 31 that game. I was like, what the fuck?
Okay, kid.
Yeah.
You guys, beat NR?
Yeah, huh?
Nyack won?
I think no, we won.
Yeah, you guys won. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I honestly before that game, I prayed to guys like, God, they got a squad down there, but no, I always work on that day. Shout out to Mr. Foreman, the janitor who used to work in the gym at Nike. I used to go early to school because I used to walk to Nike Middle School. I used to live like close by. I would get up early, like before school started, and like get shots up. I had my little basketball. It wasn't even the best. It was like this blue, like an ABA ball.
Yeah.
And I would like work on my game. Mr. Foreman would open the gym up for me. And I was like, he was like, man, you work hard in your games. Like, you getting up early before nobody's even here yet. I was like, man, we got a big game today. I gotta work on my game. I used to do that like whenever I could. And
That's impressive.
Yeah,
That's the shit nobody sees or talks about.
Yeah, and then like when I got those shots up that morning, I'm like, oh, I'm feeling good today. I'm like, I think I'm ready for later. And then I was like, and then before the game, I was like, everybody went out to the floor. And before I was like, stayed back a few minutes. I was praying to God, like, all right, God, worked hard. We always work for this. Like, this is a big game right now. Let's go do this. And then I was like making all my shots in the mid range. My game was more like mid range and then in the paint. Not a 3-point shooter. I'm not like John sniping it from 30 feet. That was not my game. I was a mid-range guy, and I had the post moves. That was my game. And yeah, me and Jason, we had a great pick and pop game, pick and roll game. Jason Ridgewater, like his name synonym, like basically a metaphor. His shot was water from deep. Like this guy off the screen, he was money. His jump
crazy,
shot,
bro.
everything.
He was pulling from deep now.
Yeah,
In today's game.
yeah. He was elite. Shout out to him. He's actually about to get married this year.
God bless, bro.
Yeah, he's a nurse too. Him and his girl. So they're incredibly smart.
They're chilling.
And then Spike Justin, he had a filthy handle. Like he was the point guard of our team, pick and roll, and a elite passer. So we had a great facilitator, passer, and Justin. We had Jason, scorer from all 3 levels, get to the paint, long arms, great defender. He was holding down. He was like the best perimeter defender of our team. I was best interior defender. I was guard, usually the best big man down there. So I was like, I was trying to contain Marcellus, and I had to guard Carlin. I'm like, bro, this is tiring as hell.
It's fucking
and then,
a lot.
And I don't know if you know him, Balin Rodriguez. We had him on our team. He was starting 5. And then Matt Seaman. So we had a squad. We had some good. Michael Pavlicek, he played college baseball. Matt's even played at St. John's baseball. Eventually, like shout out to them, man. Like those guys, like we shocked. We were like, oh, we beat North Rockland. Like damn. No, not North Rockland, Fieldstone.
Oh, Fieldstone.
But yeah, because it was middle school. So it was like damn, we could go somewhere. But then eventually I would go to North Rockland. They went to Matt's even went to Don Bosco. I forgot where Michael Pavlicek went, but Jason, Justin went tonight. They did their thing. And then I went to North Rockland and joined you guys. And I was nervous that year, freshman year. I was like, because I heard the politics. I was like, they don't let new kids go on the team. I was like, damn, really? I'm like, damn. I was like, damn, really? Because I was working on my game like crazy. I was running around Pex Pond, getting top shape. And I was like, man, I want to be ready. Like, I want to be, in shape, everything. And I was like, damn. And I heard that. I'm like, damn, I'm starting to get, okay, let me not listen to that. Let me just
heard that from me.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if I heard that from someone like you.
Yeah, I heard that because I was
like, it's the same kids every year,
Yeah.
It's expected,
Yeah,
what I mean?
They only bring on the guys from middle school. I was like, damn, I have no chance then. Then I would just play hard on defense, grab rebounds, and then like high school, I kind of struggle with like confidence sometimes. I would be like if I had a bad game, I would be like so hard. I'm like my own worst critic. I've gotten better at it as I've gotten older, but I was like, man, like
most of us.
Yeah, I'll be like, man, I had a terrible game. Like, what's going on? Because I'll be like, I'm working on my game, doing this, all the drills, everything. Icing my knees at home. Like, I was taking care of my body. And I was going through growing cramps that year. Like, I was going through knee pains. Like, I had the chronic knee pains freshman year. And then, like, when I made the team, I was like, oh, shit, I made the team. I was like, damn, like, I'm the new kid. And everybody else here was returning from Fieldstone. I was the only new. I was like, oh, damn. I was like, damn, I must have impressed the coach.
Sion, I think, came on freshman year.
Sion, he wasn't at the high school. No, he wasn't. He was
just middle school. He was just
middle school.
Okay, yeah.
I remember him just from middle school. High school, he didn't. Because if he was on the high school team, I would have remembered.
Because I remember it was like a couple kids. It was like you, Sion. I know Xavier Rodriguez.
He was there our first year or two.
And then Celis were kids that like bounced in and out. But it's really cool for me because that was the first time we saw all these kids from CEO.
Yeah.
And now they're all on the same team.
Man,
if the best kids from every team now are on this like one team.
If Celis would have stayed with us, because our class was stacked. If he would have stayed with us, Sion, man, I think we could have won a state title.
I used to, yeah, dude.
Yeah, with our Celis, John, Dylan, Michael Kimball came eventually. We had, man, Jacob Garrison, Sincere eventually played our sophomore year. Me, we had a Carlins, like we had a man.
Bro, I'm telling you, I'm sitting right here. I could have made that state. I'm telling you, the corner three is my specialty.
He's seeing one free hill.
I'm just saying, bro. Jared said he tried out. You could have had another guy in the paint, facilitator, bro. You could have had.
He would have had the one free hill little spectacle at the end.
Yeah.
The sign off ceremony.
Crazy.
And then sophomore year, we won the JV county chip. I remember that game. That was one of my best games too. I think that was my best high school game. Like that game defensively, I was on one. I had like 6 blocks that game. Yeah, I had a double that game. John was on one. Dylan, they were draining everything. Oh, I couldn't forget Evan. He was like the Swiss Army knife. He was doing everything too. Yeah, he was.
I see.
One of the best hustle players I've ever
seen.
seen. Evan was
he used
everywhere.
to throw his face into the fucking court.
Draw charges. And then when I saw him doing that all the time, freshman sophomore year, I was like, oh, let me start doing that. I said I have to start getting good at drawing charges, and eventually I got good at it. I was like,
go with Evan momentum. It's not like you're getting hit. You know?
Exactly. So yeah, like being that interior in the paint and then seeing my teammates, like all of them. When I was in high school, I was like, okay, I don't need to score that much. Like I have elite scores around me. Let me just
that's
rebound.
Because that's what you need in a team.
You gotta put your ego aside. You gotta put your ego aside.
In sports, life, business, everything. You have to. Like we definitely fill each other's gaps with the things we don't things he's not good at and I'm good at technically.
Yeah.
And I feel like people's egos get in the way of that all the
Yeah.
time. And if you see it in sports, it's like, why didn't, not saying one of these guys is worse than the other, but it's like, why didn't, or we'll see, basically the best example is LeBron and Luka. Everyone's like, oh, it's going to be the best super team. It's like, one of them needs to bite their ego. Because now it cannot be them both taking the ball up and trying to be this player. Someone needs to be more of the passer now.
Exactly.
And you see that a lot in basketball or other sports and life, and it's crazy.
Nah, it is. Yeah, I was like, I have better scores on the team. I don't need let me just rebound and play elite defense. That's really what my team needs. So I was willing to do whatever the team needed. And then, fast forward high school. I was like, damn, once high school was over, I'm like, damn. And I had, high school kind of gave me like thicker skin. I wrote about it in my biography. I was like, damn. And that's when I realized, like, damn, not everybody's really your friend. I was like before, I used to be too nice growing up. I used to be way too nice. I used to be like,
that's what you're taught.
Yeah, like I'm usually
natural.
Yeah, I used to be way too, but me, I was like extra nicer than most kids. I was like always good to people. I was like, damn. I realized some people were fake. I'm like, damn. That's how they're acting toward me. Like, all right. I was like, I realized this around my junior year of high school. Junior year is when I said, okay, I got to start protecting, guarding my heart, man. I was like, damn, because I feel like I see that people are acting funny and all that. I'm like, damn. I'm like, all right, I gotta be more aware and stuff.
Yeah,
and then
bro.
I dealt with anxiety in high school because I used to struggle with like before big games. Like, man, I used to be like hard on myself. Like I said, I used to be my own worst critic. I used to like over criticize myself like that. That
bro,
little thing.
your
in the back
worst
of your head?
enemy, bro. It's a real
I used
thing.
to let that get to me too much.
It's bad.
And then affect your performance. I used to be like, man, I used to be like, oh, I need to slow down. Slow down. And then, I had to learn how to like calm myself down and all that. I think it helped me like doing those growing pains in high school, like realizing not everybody's your friend and dealing with anxiety. And then also dealing with like pressure. Like it taught me like how to deal with pressure, and then also how to be a team player. Because in high school, you learn when you're playing with different teammates. It taught me how to deal with different personalities, different people with different backgrounds. Right. That's the one thing I love about sports. Like it teaches you that metaphor of life. Like, yes, you don't have to get along with everybody and all that, but you got to learn how to be like, cordial with everybody. Like just be able to, because in the workplace, you're not gonna get along. Not everybody's gonna be your best friend, but you gotta learn how to get the job done.
Yeah,
that's what sports is. The same thing, and that's what high school taught me. In middle school, like, hey, everybody's not gonna be your best friend. Like, oh yeah, we're going out after the game. No, but as long as you come and we all have a common goal is to win. That's what it's all about.
I love that, bro.
That's why I love sports, man.
It's amazing.
That's why I love sports, and then
brings it into life, everything.
Yeah,
it's just awesome.
That's why I always tell people like when you're in high school, like get involved, like do clubs, even if it doesn't have to be sports, get involved because it helps your social skills too.
It's like in life, and like I said, you don't have those things as you get older. I mean, now there's no clubs to sign up for as an adult.
Exactly.
It's just taxes, your job, go home, bills. It's like
bills.
What do we have time wise, Jared?
Yeah,
about
an hour. Yeah, and then
how long are you usual? My bad.
Oh no. Usually it depends on the person. Yeah.
What So the show, I guess, more so.
Yeah. Fast forward to college now.
Yeah.
So eventually, so actually during RCC, I had Richard Conley. He's also one of my greatest professors. I wrote about him in my college years. He said, "Man, you have a great voice for podcasting." People, even when I used to work at KFC, when I was in high school and early college, and people were like, I was on the microphone taking orders. They're like, "You have a great voice."
Hell
like,
yeah,
for,
that get me hyped.
Radio,
like singing and shit. Yeah.
And I'll just be like, okay. And then one of my friends, shout out to my boy CJ. We used to have radio production class together. We had to do a radio podcast, and we talked about that year, 2019. Kawhi Leonard was on one. We were talking about the Raptors, and we talked about we had to do a podcast for class.
On the podcast, he was on the podcast. Or
no, this was before I had the podcast. This was
okay.
a year before the podcast, and we were talking about it basketball. He was like, "Man, you know your stuff. You ever thought of creating a podcast?" I was like, "Nah." He's like, "Nah, you should do one." And I was like, "Oh, okay." But then, it was still busy at the time. COVID, it was before COVID, so the world was normal at that time. Rich Conley said start a podcast, and then eventually COVID happened. Fast forward a year later, I was like, okay. I just ended my sophomore year of college. I'm like, man, I'm still trying to get internship. I don't have anything on my resume really for what I want to do. So I was like, man, what am I gonna do? I said, all right, I gotta take the initiative. I gotta be proactive. And I looked up free podcast apps. I'm like, okay, let me see what I can find. I saw Anchor. It's now called Spotify for podcasters. And then I was 19 June 2020. I said, let me create a podcast. Let me just see where this goes. And yeah, start off on the phone, just recording hot summers in my car. Just my phone, bro. Literally just my. I had the iPhone like 4S at that time or something.
Just
and then I was just like, I know, like if you listen to the early episodes, the quality was okay. But you have to start from somewhere.
Hell yeah, bro! You gotta get it out there.
Yeah, I'll just start doing that. I made a little like logo eventually. when I was later in New Paltz, and then I was just recording consistently. At that time, it was just the podcast only. I didn't have the website yet, so I was just doing the podcast, and I was like, "Oh, this is getting some plays." I was like, "Oh, people are listening to this." I'll promote it, and eventually I'll use different hashtags and all that related to what I'm talking about. And then eventually, fast forward a year later, 2021, I ended up getting an internship for Sports Media Inc. and Semi-Pro College Sports Network.
That's fire.
Shout out to my CEOs, Dan Cost, who I still talk to here and there, and then my guy John, who was the owner of Semi-Pro College Sports Network. That's when I started doing the writing, journalism.
Okay.
And my writing was like raw at the time, but they were like, man, like, and eventually I became co-creator of the sports media blog, and then I wrote for Semi-Pro College Sports Network Volume 1 magazine in 2023 for John. He paid me for those articles too. I did like 4 or 5 for him, and he paid me like $80 or so for each one.
Oh, that's good.
So yeah, and then one of the ladies too, I think I forgot her name, but April Callum, when I was for Sports Media Inc., she said during that time I was an intern, and she said, man, your NBA writing, I know you have some grammatical errors because you're just starting, but you say she was a copy editor for Orlando Magic.
Oh shit!
Yeah, she used to be like fan engagement on. She said, I've been a copy editor for a long time, but man, your NBA writing is the best I've ever seen.
That's crazy, dude. That's nice.
I still have the screenshot to this day. It's in my motivation highlights.
Put that on
my
a frame,
Instagram.
bro. Put that on a frame.
I should.
I
have it on Slack. I'm like, damn. I'm like, okay. I'm like, damn. That's when the idea for the website started to come.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw that, I was like, okay. Maybe I should do one. And then fast forward 3 months later or so, I'm in my senior year of New Paltz. I'm in my dorm, and I'm like, man, what should I use for a website? There's Squarespace, Wix, and all that. I was like, okay, I saw Wix is good for beginners. I'm like, let me do that. And I looked on people. I tell people all the time, use YouTube. Like visually, you can see how to do stuff. Our generation, we're lucky. Like generation before, they didn't have the access to all this stuff. Mm-hmm. That's how I learned how to cook and all that, YouTube. And I'll just, I did that watching tutorials for beginners. It took me 2 weeks to made it. Then I did okay, what day am I going to launch it? And tell people, DJ got a website now. Did that, launched it. Everybody was like, oh, damn, this guy got a website now, DJ? Oh, okay. And I said, okay, because I want to continue to get better. I don't want to stay stagnant just doing a podcast. And my podcast is on my homepage as well.
I love that.
Yeah, so I said, let me have that on there as well. So that way people can still, if they want to listen on the website, they could play an episode right there on the website.
Everything's right there.
Yeah. And then you have my blogs there, articles. It evolved over time, which I did start doing more stuff visual. I started adding more stuff like the Big East Media Day stuff you see on there. And then eventually this poster and all that. And then,
that was clean. I like that homepage you had a lot. That was nice. But that's like a lot of the content we try to explain to these people with websites. It's not about just making a website, because we're like, do you have content to put on the website? Like, do you have pictures of anything with your company?
You can't just make
business?
a website. You got to have some content on there.
You have to have pictures to put on it. Yeah, so
because it's going to be bland and boring.
And most of these people we deal with, so like you said, it's easy for us, to go make a website because on Wix or Shopify, because we have 2 weeks to do it.
Yeah.
Most of these people we talk to, they don't have 2 hours of time.
Exactly.
So like we're talking to them like, oh, why didn't you guys make a website? You guys have been a business for 10 years. They're like, oh, because we don't have 2 weeks to go make one. So that's where we're coming in saying, hey, we're not a website company trying to sell you a website. We're selling you the developer. So we're giving you, so instead of paying a developer $100,000 a year, you're essentially just having him anytime do it for you. So you're like, oh, here, can you put this new thing on there? I got 20 videos. Here's the file. Boom. Not you sitting on your computer for 5 hours. And that's something we found was a problem with a lot of businesses is as easy as it may be to make a website on these things, they didn't have the time, even though the time was reduced. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But more so into your college, you said that's when keep going. I didn't want to
So during that time, we're already on time. I don't want to talk too much. Are we good? Okay.
We're good. I think one person has watched like a full podcast of ours. Yeah. Like you could see those analytics right on your end with the pods.
Man. And people will watch. Yeah, you could always do like clips like what's it called? You could do like little time segments so people know, okay, what did they talk about during this time? So that way that's
actually smarter.
Yeah. I'll definitely do that.
Yeah, that's actually smarter.
That's one thing I've got.
You have a good flow too, by the way. Thank you for. You can tell you have experience like talking on camera before.
Yeah, I've been doing this for a little while now. So, but getting back to New Paltz, so I made the website, and then New Paltz, I said, okay, what else can I add? Like out there, New Paltz, man, I was working 2 days a week. Additionally, I was actually doing what he was doing in New Paltz. I didn't want to work a lot of days because I wanted to do sports announcing and radio hosting. I was doing door dashing. Yeah, I was doing and then I was doing Instacart for a little bit too. Instacart actually was making more money for me than door dashing at that time. And then I said, okay, I can't keep doing this because it's killing my gas. And then when it's cold weather, I'm like, I don't want to be out there that much, killing my mileage and all that. I said, let me just work a little job on campus, which I got a little part-time. And then I said, because I was doing, college, because they had more free time, I was doing like 5 articles a week and a podcast. I was on Dean's List all throughout my years of college, RCC to New Paltz. And I said, and then I was doing sports announcing. Eventually I became a sports announcer. Shout out to Monica DiPolito. She's the athletic communications director at New Paltz. And I did sports announcing for the women's soccer team, women's basketball, and men's basketball team. She gave me some files, like some games I put on my YouTube just to put it up there. I have like 4 of them just to like show jobs. And I put it on my resume too. During that time, like doing sports announcing, man, I remember that first game, I was nervous as hell. I was like, yo, she'll give
Live
me
on at the table,
like in front of people.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh shit.
Fuck, dude.
I'm like, she was like, she'll give me like the list of names, how to pronounce them. Like I got used to our home team because okay, that's our home team. I need the road list. She gave me the list, and I would like practice like a week ahead, just like practice how to say it so I don't like mess it up.
Pronunciations, everything. Yeah, you know, be another meme.
One thing about me, I'm not a last minute guy. I don't wait till last minute. I was the same way with my schoolwork. I don't wait till last minute. I'm a go guy. I like to get stuff as done as soon as possible.
I like that.
And just be prepared. And then she'll give me the names to the first game. I remember that it was the girls' game against Vassar. I'm like, damn, I remember that. That's crazy. And then I remember seeing the crowd. I'm like, damn, that's like 100+ people. I'm like, and I was like prepared though. I was like, okay, nah, I got this. I've been preparing. And then after that first game, man, it was like walking on. I was walking on water. I was like, damn. I was like, I was
light.
never nervous again, bro. I was like every game. I was actually excited. I was like, let's get it. Like I was there every home game whenever I can. And then the staff, I went back and visited like a year and a half later after I graduated, like in December 2023. They were like, hey DJ, they're like, we remember you. I'm like, you guys remember me? You're like, yeah, man, you were great for us announcing, because they never had a really like an announcer like that. Like I was the one getting the crowd like, let me hear you say defense. Like I was saying all that, and the crowd was actually getting, because I was like, when the team is down, need some adrenaline and actually help the team get back in some games and win the game. And the players
right.
and some of the people I got to interview, I formed relationships at New Paltz. Like my guy Sean St. Lucia at New Paltz, Lucas Sayon, Ryan Blondo, Jenny Walton, Julia Sabatino, Brianna Fitzgerald, the all-time leading scorer in New Paltz basketball history, men or women. And that's where I all met them. That's where I formed that relationship. That's where that bond started.
Leading history.
She's the all-time leading scorer in New Paltz basketball history, men or women.
That's crazy.
She's the all-time leader. She's a 2-time SUNYAC women's basketball player of the year, everything, All-American, all that. He was a male scholar basketball athlete of the year last year, and they won a SUNYAC championship for the men's basketball team, the first ever in the program's history. Like
for New Paltz?
Yeah, that was first time.
When was that?
Last year.
Nice.
They won it.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's where I really formed that bond. That's how I got all of them on the podcast, because they were like, "Oh, we want to come on."
Hell yeah!
Yeah, and then I did radio hosting, WFMP radio. Shout out to Valerie.
I saw those clips. Those came out pretty clean.
The WFMP
the radio show. So how's that? That's more short. That's not like a long.
Oh, WFMP radio was New Paltz. I don't have clips for that, but we're talking about WRCR, the local radio.
Yes, yeah, the radio.
So
okay, yeah.
the New Paltz radio, that actually got me like reps of how radio worked, and eventually got me ready for WRCR, which came like a year and a half later.
Nice.
So after I graduated college, I worked at Walmart just initially just to have some money, then eventually at a pharmacy, and eventually current job, local media. But after college, I went through like the darkest time of my life. Went through depression, had heartbroken.
Sorry to hear that.
Was going through life stress, lost a loved one. It was a dark time in my life, but it was a lot of stuff. I'm like, man, stuff happens, fortunately, but it made me stronger, like mentally, emotionally. You just learn from it, you grow from it. And then that's when I like, how Kobe had the Black Mamba that he adopted? And then I said, let me adapt the Black Winter Soldier persona. And then that's like my gym alter ego. And then everybody was like, ooh. Everybody's telling me like I've inspired them through the years, like just to see, not even just like me as a person, through my content and the gym videos, like the Winter Soldier persona. They're like, man, like DJ. So when I was going through that dark time, I was like, man, God, why are you doing this to me? Like, man, like I was shattered, bro.
It's weird, bro.
Like, I was going, my mom, I was like, because I remember I came back home one night and my mom was like, he's like, are you okay? I was like fake. Like I was like, yeah, I'm okay. Mm-hmm. But moms just know.
Yeah, bro.
And then, I couldn't even finish 2 waffles. It was bad. I like just 2 waffles. Like that was the first time I actually went through like true depression. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, man, I'm not gonna sit around mope like this. Like, damn, nah. We're gonna get up. We're gonna go get right and go to the gym. I always been a kid. Even before I did gym memberships, I was a kid working out in my house growing up, high school, middle school. It really started when I was 13, and I got more consistent in high school. Whatever I had like little 12-pound weights. I would do push-ups in the house. I had a band, just work on my glutes. I would do a lot of abs and everything. Cause
right, bro. Yeah, you got to.
And I was always like good with my diet. I was always a kid. Like I like to eat fruits. I like to eat veggies, everything.
Is that taught, you think?
I think I always had it, honestly. I always said, because I said I want to be healthy now. Whatever good habits that you develop when you're young, it's gonna carry over when you're an adult.
Right.
Like that goes for anything. Like
I totally agree.
Like
Especially
if you
this
eat
time
like
around.
crap and you're young, you don't take care of yourself, you're gonna feel it later on.
Yeah. What you put in the engine is what you get out.
Exactly.
And I think going back to what you said, I think God gives his toughest challenges to his strongest
Yeah.
soldiers, and that there's a weird meaning for all of this stuff. And
Yeah.
you look at those events and stuff like that, and you question things, and you question. But good for you for actually getting yourself to find like a value in something.
Yeah, I actually have a little rhyme for y'all. So,
Hit me.
so when I was going through that dark time, man, I was like, God, why are you doing this? Why are you like, man, heartbroken, all this, all that? And I'm like, man, and God was basically telling me, DJ, it's time to take a shift. So I'm going up the elevator. He's like, it's time to go to a new level. It's time to take a lift. So when I'm in that elevator,
on the SoundCloud,
yeah.
Phil.
So when I was in the elevator, you know how the elevator has wires in there. My wires were broken, so the circuits needed rewiring. So I ended up going up a new level, and then he showed me, had people telling me, DJ, you're inspiring. Yeah. Yeah, I had to drop that little notion right there. Hey, I'm not Presto, but
I said get him on, Presto, get him on. I'll feature you.
Yeah, man. Like
That shit's fire though. For
yeah,
real.
man. When I saw that, man, because eventually after 2022, it was honestly the darkest year of my life. And then I ended up having like a lot of growth. 2023, man, I had people write for my website for the first time. I was 22. I had people saying they want to write on my website. I was like, yeah, because a lot of people were like saying they're doing these internships and people aren't even like, they let them post like articles. I'm like, yeah, you can write on my website. Like, I won't be able to pay you, but you could just, if you want to show your content, just have it on a platform. They're like, yeah, that's all I've ever wanted. And I was like, okay. And I had people write on my website, and then eventually,
It's a really good idea.
yeah, just letting them do that, and then it helps more people to my site because like, oh, who's this kid helping out my friend or whatever.
Kind of getting all the people in media that don't have traction or the money to really get out there, but you're getting all these kids like in college that want to get into it.
Exactly.
Go to your website.
And then
that's a huge idea. I like that a lot.
And then eventually, did visual interviews, started doing that. Mike Vision Studios, out to them, helped take my thing to the next level. I said, okay, I need people to start seeing me now. Like at that time, I was only doing audio, really. I said, okay, I need people to start seeing me so they can see the personality, see who's the person behind it all, like how he looks like.
He's behind the voice.
Yeah, and then I started teaching myself video editing. Like I started using Filmora Video Editor more. Like I taught myself that, just like I taught myself the website. I watched YouTube. Okay, how do I use Filmora? So for beginners, just watch it. So I'm a visual learner and then doing. That's how I learn. I'm not an auditory learner, and I knew that since I was young. I learned best by seeing and then doing. That's how I learned the best. I don't know how some people, they tell me they learn best visually, but I think that's how most people learn.
Yeah.
And then, I started doing videos on my YouTube. I had Victor Wembanyama one video. That was with my voice only, and then Victor Wembanyama's clips. I said, me, Victor Wembanyama, the French mama coming to the NBA, the best prospect in NBA history, and I got like 90,000 views. My most viewed YouTube video ever. I'm like, damn, I didn't even expect that to go that crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't. I just did the best I could with the audio and everything, and then I just promoted it on Instagram, put like $10 in, invested, and it went ballistic. And I did a Caitlin Clark video. They got like 10,000, and I did an Ade Mara one, got like 40,000. I was like, whoa. I was like, okay, let me just start doing this consistently. Not every video's gonna go like crazy, but
No, obviously not. But
I was like, showed me like,
some traction.
like damn, maybe I could get solid at this video editing thing. And I said, let me do that. I could add another skill to my repertoire just to diversify myself more. It's like when I created DJ Sports Show, I said I don't want to just do DJ basketball. At first, I wanted to just do DJ basketball show, but I was like, nah, everybody likes basketball. So I was like, that's why I named DJ Sports Show, to be more diverse, to be different, to separate myself from others.
Because then you're just looking for basketball players. On your
Exactly,
show. Like, you know what I mean?
That's why I said if I do sports show, I could interview a variety of people.
And today I'm saying, where I love UFC, you don't have an MMA fighter.
Exactly.
Go get an MMA fighter. Go get a
Exactly.
Like we had Andy Lopez on. He was he's a purple belt. So we're talking to him about jiu-jitsu, and I think the video title is Tapping into Success.
Yeah.
So we talk about jiu-jitsu and how like it helped his life and everything else and all this stuff. But those guys, I will say, as you could probably know from talking to that guy, there's something different about combat and martial arts where you're not reliant on a team.
Exactly.
It's like swimming and wrestling and any other sport. It's individual performance.
Tennis.
And it's tennis, also. It's also just one of those ones you're literally getting punched in the face. So their stories and relations to a lot of these things are a lot more extreme from like another athlete's perspective, where you're like asking these kids like, blah, blah, blah. And then hearing one of their perspectives, you're like, all these kids are competitive in nature. And then you talk to a UFC fighter and he tells you he's competitive in nature because he there's no other route for him in life, or he likes getting punched in the face, or he likes to fight. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother. If you look, she's slowly falling asleep.
Yeah, she's tired.
He's next to you too. They're in every pod, I think. So
They're just
far.
enjoying the background noise.
Rent free, bro. They both live rent free. They haven't paid a penny to live.
Nah, that's true. But then also, 2023, that's where I went to the Black Sports Symposium. I got invited to. That was an event sponsored by ESPN. That was in Atlanta,
Congrats,
Georgia.
bro. That's exciting.
Yeah, that was that took me a few months to hear back, because I was like, oh, shout out to my barber Damien. He knew me since I was a kid, and it was one book I've been reading recently is about why your 20s are the defining decade. I advise anybody who's in their 20s to get that book.
What is that book?
The Defining Decade. It's by Meg J.
Okay,
Meg
perfect.
J.
Meg
I
J.
can send you it.
Yeah, please.
Teaches you about like love, workplace, everything about why the 20s are important. Everybody try to say 30's the new 20. No, do not wait till your 30s.
Yeah.
Do what you have to do now in your 20s, so that way in your 30s, 40s, you can like be where you want to be at.
Yeah.
And one thing she talked about was like weak ties, and like networking why it's important. Like someone who was a customer of Damien told Damien about the Black Swan Symposium, which is like a sports networking event, and he told Damien, and Damien told me. Like it was someone I didn't even directly know who helped me get a life-changing opportunity. And I got to network with people. I got to meet some of my best friends who are OGs. I call them Danny Thompson, all them. They know who they are, the OGs from Atlanta, and opened my mind. I was like, oh, you can get a local sponsor, and you don't have to be like big. Because I used to think you need like thousands of plays to get like a local sponsor for a podcast. I learned at that networking event, oh, you don't need that. And I'm listening to Rich Paul talk. He said, it's not where you start, it's where you finish. I was like, oh, damn, nah, that is real. That was hitting, because he started off dirt poor. He said he used to collect like dimes and pennies off the ground just to make ends to get some food and stuff. And now look at him, CEO of Clutch. Like, it really is not where you start, because we can't control where we're born.
No.
Whether it's you're born in a rich family or you're an adopted kid or in a foster family, but you can control where you finish in life.
That's the one in finance. It was if you're born a poor man, it's not your fault. But if you die a poor man, it's your fault.
Exactly.
And like, you can't use anything in life, because if you pull up everyone's traumas and you had your traumas above your head, my nana used to say this, you walked around with your traumas, you would start to realize how much shit people go through.
Exactly.
And that what you're going through may not be as bad as you realize. And I'm not downplaying people's traumas.
Exactly.
But it's like, oh shit, this happened to me, but that also happened to him. I didn't know that. Why is he so happy all the time? Why am I sad? And you're like, oh shit, you start to realize it's not what you think on the first level of everything. It's a lot deeper than that.
Exactly. And then so I met Steve Weiss NFL Network there at KO Spikes, and then I learned Maria Taylor was there. I heard she's talking about like, don't let a workplace change you, like be your authentic self. If a company, if they accept you who you are, that's where you're meant to be. Like, she's very true to her roots and who she is. Like, I learned a lot of life lessons there. And then fast forward, I met Chris Broussard on a flight back from LA. That was like out of nowhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were you sitting next to him?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that was my reaction too.
What the fuck?
Yeah, the legend Chris Broussard.
And you spoke up.
Yeah. So I was actually funny story. So it was August 17th, 2023.
You're good with dates.
Yeah.
You're really I need you on my fucking scheduling or something. This guy's insane with dates.
Yeah. So I was going back. Great time in LA, by the way, where my cousin lives out there. I got to see Santa Monica and all that, Hollywood Walk of Fame, everything. Coming back from my seat, the plane's about to go up. I'm like, okay, nobody's in my aisle. I'm like, okay, I guess I got the whole world to myself. And some older man politely says, hey, young fella, you're in my seat. And I look up, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh shit, that's Chris Broussard. I'm like, how does no one else not know who this guy is? That's how you know I'm a sports guy. Like, nobody else was like,
oh, they appreciate that.
Yeah. I was like, I didn't react like, because I didn't want him to think, oh, it's fanboy. And I got up and I let him sit down, and there was no one in between us, so it was just us two. I was like, this is
how
God
long was that
right
flight?
Here.
A couple hours?
Yeah.
Oh,
LA back to, it was like 4 hours.
That's a
yeah. And then I'm like, in my head, I'm like, yo, this is one of my idols right next to me. And I'm like, man. And I'm like, Chris Broussard? Like, question mark. And he's like, hey, young fella, nice to meet you. I'm like, yeah. In my head, I'm like, yeah, he shook my hand. And then I calmed down, like, and I was asking like questions. Like, I pick his brain apart, and he's giving me like great advice. Like, I asked him like, where did you start and all that. He started like a newspaper with Akron. And yeah, because he's from Akron, Ohio. And I asked him like his bird journey, like how do you, and like who are some of the greatest players you ever seen in person, because he's covered NBA for years. And then I showed him some of my work. He was like, man, you have impressive work. And I was like, damn, if he says that means like, damn, I could probably go somewhere. Like, he showed him my YouTube, my website, and he was like, wow. And he said, would he be interested in writing for MLBBro.com for Rob Parker? I was like, yeah, that's why I call DJ Sports Show. I'm willing to, like, dive out my comfort zone. He was like, yeah, I'll tell Rob. And, like, he gave me his email and all that without me asking. I was like, yo, like, God, you are, like, God, if that ain't God, it ain't real, then I don't know what is. Like, I was like, bro, this is crazy. I was like, someone pitch me. And I was like, man, like, and we're actually, like, getting the genuinely, like, it was a genuine chat. It wasn't, like, forced. It was a genuine.
And it's tough because you're 4 hours. You could really fuck that up.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
sit there.
And then at that time, he's getting ready for the NFL season because it was August, so he's getting ready. And then after I asked him all that, we had a great time just talking, all that, picking his brain apart. And then I went to sleep because he didn't listen to his Dallas. He was watching the Cowboys. I forgot what's it called, Hard Knocks at that time. Yeah. Just because he had to get ready for his show, first things first. And then I was just I don't want to bother him too much. So and eventually we talked again, and then I was like, do you mind if we take a... I was crazy that day. I didn't even have a fresh cut. I was looking rough. I was like, you don't get the opportunities often to meet this type of people. So I was like, I was asking first, do you mind taking a picture? I was after the genuine convo. He was like, yeah, of course. And we took a picture. And then we keep in contact here and there. And then I'm at the laundromat a month later. And I get a random text. I'm at the laundromat. He's like, Rob, meet DJ, a great young fella I met on our flight back from LA. He has incredible work and he's trying to break into the sports media business. And I see a random number. He was like, DJ, nice to meet you. I'm like, oh, damn, this is Rob Parker. And then, me and Rob's a great guy. Man, you think he's a great sports journalist? He's even a better person. Like,
God bless.
Rob
That's
is
amazing.
He's
show.
hilarious, too. He's a jokester. He's done stand-up comedy. And you can show them the Rob Parker interview intro, man. Go on my YouTube. Yeah. And then I write for MLB Bro for him. And then, right for MLB Bro. And then eventually I become a local radio host in Haverstraw, WRCR. Make sure you guys check me out. I'm usually on every other Saturday, 12:30 to 1, talking anything sports related.
I like that.
And then, I've been doing that for over a year now. So I'm used to being on air.
Let's go. That's fire,
used to being on air. I had my first, and then eventually... After 2023, I was like, man, that was the best year of my life. I was kind of sad. I was like, man. But I said, nah, I got the camcorder. And that's like, my motto for 2024 was like, 2024, we trying to raise the score.
I like that. I actually did say that. I was going to write that down and say it, but I was like, I'm going to fuck it up.
Yeah.
I didn't want to fuck it up.
Oh, you could go to the Rob Parker interview. That's behind the scenes stuff. Yeah. Go to the Rob Parker interview. Yeah. It's the one with the thumbnail with you'll see it. Say it again. I'll go up. Oh, not too fast. Yeah, Rob Parker right there. Go down. It says podcast. Yeah. Yeah, that one. That thumbline. Oh no, right to the right. Yeah, you'll see the intro. Play. Put the sound on. Play from the beginning. I was like, Manhattan. Nas is from Queens. I was like, I gotta play it like this.
Yeah. I like that.
Shout out to my guy Todd. He caught all the footage that day.
This is the type of footage we're going for. So we're doing the dispensary event on Friday.
Yeah.
It's going to be all these dispensaries. Talk about a God-given event where we've been doing something for a year now and we've been struggling to get in touch with these people.
Yeah.
And now we're at this event where there's going to be hundreds of them.
Yeah.
And we're just going to go and say, we can help all of you.
Yeah.
And it's overwhelming because it's it could go really well, and it could be the biggest thing we needed in a year, and it's exciting. But we're getting Dorfman to come in, take shots like this, going into the city.
Yeah,
going in next Friday, 5 hours. Fucking show these people who we are and here to.
That's what you got to do. You got to put yourself out there,
history,
man.
Bro.
You got to put yourself out there, man.
We're showing these people that the cannabis industry is at a point now where it's. Once it's federally legalized, it's we're in that. We didn't realize it until yesterday, but you're in the forefront of history. Not this demonized thing, and it's pretty cool. New York City's dope too. Look at the kid, bro.
Yeah,
that's a fucking good quality right there.
Yeah, shout out to my guy Todd, man. So he's the guy behind all my visual interviews I've ever done. The ones on the road and all that.
Yeah, we'll talk about some other things after too. The pod. I have your number too for the future, but all this. Everything was even if it's not. I've always said I said this to Phil too, even if it's not what you have a website, which is sick, but us not helping you with the website or you not getting us on your sports show because obviously I can't. I'm not. I don't play sports, but there's always avenues to keep people around in and connections. Literally now, anytime I can tell you right now, anytime you're in New Hampshire and your car breaks down in New Hampshire, whatever, you got a place to stay. It's just that underlying thing, you know what I mean? That's it's not always about the money or the business.
Exactly. It's about getting genuine connections.
Right.
And
You
I've
know
been
what
to
I mean?
2 big networking events now. I know, like people say your personality, like you're meant for networking like events. Everybody say you're just naturally like those events I went to were Black Sports Posy M23 and then NABJ in 2024. I had a portfolio. I was ready. Like I got ready a month ahead. I had my resume ready, everything copies. I had my business cards, portfolio stapled, ready. I was ready to go. I had my outfits ready, and I already knew just to be myself. Like
That's the biggest thing, bro.
and I'm just a natural like social person. Everybody say you're extroverted. I feel like I can be introverted sometimes, but I'm like,
I've never related more. I've never like related more to that of like the idea of being an extrovert and I enjoy talking to new people all the time.
Yeah.
But internally you feel introverted. Like I don't. It's very nervous. So like before every podcast, I'm always like 10 minutes before, I'm always like, oh yeah, I'm gonna throw up. I'm nervous as hell right now. It's like that anxiety, you know what I mean? Or like
Exactly.
Before track meets, I used to throw up in the bathroom before every race because I'm so nervous and stuff like that.
Yeah, the build up to the
but then when it comes to actually you and me sitting here and talking, it feels like just an orchestrated event. It feels so in tune, and my brain is just going.
I was a little nervous coming because I'm like, I'm used to doing the interview, not the one being interviewed. This is my 3rd time being interviewed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank
First
you for
time
coming
was,
on too. It means a lot. You like taking time out of your day and coming over here. And
Oh no, I
really
appreciate you,
putting-
man. I was actually reading Rich Dad Poor Dad before I was coming here.
Hey.
I tried to read that.
It's a good ass book. We actually got forced to read that in Academy of Finance in high school. They made everyone read that book.
Yeah, I finally bought it. I was like, I need my own copy. Yeah.
It's good to have.
So yeah, going into 2044, I said raise the score, and then I said I had to read it radio visuals. Then I had my first local sponsor, so I was actually making some money. I was like, damn. And then eventually, had Rob on the radio show. That was big. I had him before Super Bowl weekend. This was 2024, and he predicted the Niners. I had the Chiefs. So I'm like, damn, I just bested a Hall of Famer. And he was like, I'm like, you choosing the Niners? You sure? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, damn. And I texted him after. I was like, what happened, Rob? And we won in that overtime.
You're the new generation coming in. Literally sweeping them out.
I was like, so I don't. Oh, this year obviously they lost, but last year they came back in overtime. And then that's when I hit up Rob. I said after that radio show, I said, Rob, would you be interested in coming on I like to interview you? He said, yeah, I'm gonna be in Manhattan in April. I was like, damn.
And that's at a restaurant.
That
I was
was
gonna say, where is that?
Yeah, and
That's a studio he has, or
this wasn't a hotel. This was like
wow, you could set it all up there.
Yeah,
nice, dude.
Yeah,
That's
he
what's
was
up,
actually there for MLB beating because MLB, he works with MLB, like he's a Hall of Fame voter and all that. So yeah, he said so he let me know like late February or something like that we could do an interview. And then at first I was like skeptical. Fast forward, I asked him again in March. And I was like, he said, yeah, we can still do it. I was like, oh shit, this is actually gonna happen. And then I said to my job, I didn't let them know. I just like took off that day, April 12th, 2024. And then I head off Ty, like, yo, Ty, we gotta make this happen. I said, yo, take off that day. We gonna interview Rob Parker. This is a big deal. My boy Seda, shout out to him, Marco Seda. And he drove us. So Todd took the footage because I wanted someone to not me drive, because I don't like driving in the city. And then I needed Todd
footage of you not driving.
Yeah. and then I also wanted Todd to be able to take footage, so I could have to make the intro that I did. He did the same thing for the boxing one, like those 2 ones on the road. I said take extra footage so I could put together the intro. So he did the footage and I put together the intro.
I like that.
And then we made it happen, man. And then I was so proud after. Rob was like, man, you did a good job. You killed it, man. And then and we took some pictures at the end. And then we've been in touch consistently ever since. And then then I went to NABJ convention event, networked and all that. And then 2024 honestly topped 2023. I didn't think I was gonna have a better year then I went to Chicago that year for NABJ, and then I went to Punta Cana for my 24th Kobe year. Then I was featured in 2 magazines, Canvas Rebel, and then recently with Ballers Magazine. Yeah.
Good shit, bro.
Yeah, shout out to Sophia Monter, Ballers Magazine, black owned business. Check her out. She's featured big time people. I'm talking
what
about
is the business name? We could pull it up.
The Ballers Magazine. She has an Instagram.
How does that work with getting in a magazine? Is it more something you go out to apply for, or they hit you?
They actually Rebel. They hit me up. She hit me up.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, my name's on the cover of her latest feature, January, February. She's interviewed professional WNBA players, NBA. She's interviewed big media personalities. She's done Monica McNutt. Monica McNutt, she covers the WNBA, and she also is the Knicks radio personality on ESPN Radio.
This is sick.
Yeah, I actually just brought the physical copy, so I have the digital version, and I'm gonna get the physical copy because I'm like, I gotta get that.
Look at the kid. Sick. That's the one I was referencing. That show.
Oh, that one. Yeah, that was the New Post. That's when New Post actually just won the SUNY championship, and I shouted them out on the radio. I was like, I gotta shout out my college.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, the women's and men's one. So Yeah, man. This
I like
last
how
2
you-
years, man, like after the darkest time of my life, 2022, the last 2 years have been the best years of my life.
God bless, man.
And I'm like, okay, like I was like, damn, God, I see what you did. I see you closed one door. It wasn't rejection, it was redirection. So
Wow. I
yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
Wasn't what was that? It wasn't.
wasn't rejection. It was redirection.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a lot of the things. The timeline for me kind of lines up in a weird, similar way, but post college, last year of college, a lot of the darker times of my life, and then trying to find that like value and holes to fill, and then going into the jobs post college with that idea of I have a finance degree, I'm going to look for jobs. Dude, I bounced around like probably 6, 7, 8 jobs.
Oh, damn.
Because I didn't like them. I worked
Yeah.
at Rivian as well. I still have all the t-shirts I got for free. But starting this company was the first time in my life where I feel like I'm in control now.
That's good.
And like you feel like maybe we didn't make X amount of money our first year, but we know exactly where we're going. Like I love how you seem to, like I said, you're really good with dates. You seem to kind of have this structure in your life of this is my past. I've accepted it. I'm in the present and this is my future. I think that's really good.
Yeah.
You seem like maybe internally you maybe not agree that you always could live in the present, and especially in those darker times, but now I could tell.
Yeah.
I could definitely tell you're in tune. So good shit, man.
Nah, I used to be someone who used to always like, when I was younger, I used to always like, man, I used to always think about the future. I used to not always live in the moment.
No, that's that's anxiety.
Yeah,
in the future.
and then like when I'm on my college shelf, and even before that, I used to always like, man, I need to stop doing that. Like I'm giving myself so much anxiety. And then sometimes I can be a nostalgic person too, dwell in the past. Like when I think of like kids shows we watched growing up, I'm like, damn, like I miss those simple times sometimes. But now I feel like as I gotten older, I'm like, man, I feel like I'm starting to. I feel like the last few years, I feel like I'm living in the present moment. I'm willing to accept like I said, past is history, future is a mystery, present's a gift.
I love that. And I think it's because we're more alert and conscious to the idea of like planning, like you said, and the more you plan for the future, the less anxious you are about it.
Yeah.
The past, I know, is depression. So the more
Yeah.
people dwell on the past, good or bad memories, you're going to get more depressed. Because like, oh, my life was so good when I was 18. You hear it all the time. People are like, oh, 2016 and 2018 was prime years.
Oh, stop!
How many? Yeah,
If you peaked in high school, that's not good.
No, that's what I'm
Do not
saying.
peak in high school.
No, it's bad.
Peak after high school.
Right, and people peak in high school, and then people peak in college, and then, like I said, where most people die after college or die at the age of 25, it's because there's no other ambitions in life.
Yeah.
There's no competitive nature in sports. There's no competitive nature in their job because they're not passionate about
Yeah.
it, and then there's nothing else really. You're not around your friends anymore.
Exactly.
So it's like you got to find something, which is why I'm very grateful for something like this. Like this has taken years to find our passions and what we're doing, and
Yeah.
it's not I wanted to wake up and sell websites. It's not like
Yeah.
we woke up one day and we're like, we want to sell websites. That's our passion. It's like, no, we want to actually, we see how impactful with what we're doing is.
Yep.
And it's not just websites, it's software, it's talking to businesses. It's like,
Yeah.
for me as a finance perspective, it was finding out how much people paid for websites. If it's like, wait, this local cafe is paying $1,000 a month or $200 a
Yeah.
month for a website. I'm like, what the hell
that's
is going on? And she's like, oh yeah, it's super expensive, but like we need it because I'm like, no, you don't. Like,
Yeah.
I'll make you one you could own. She's like, what? And I'm like, it's just all they know. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So teaching, the biggest human gift, which separates us from robots and AI, is consciousness and emotion and connecting and sharing stories, and
Exactly.
you telling me your life and me telling you my life. And I think we need to constantly just teach and learn from each other, really.
Exactly.
I think that's the biggest thing.
No, that's definitely a good point. Like I always tell people, everybody thinks like, man, you gotta be a millionaire or whatever to be special. No, I like to say like, we're all special, we're all unique. We all just have to find it. Like everybody's unique in their own way. I always say that. Like it doesn't matter who you are. You could be gifted at cooking. You could be gifted in sports. You could be gifted at music. We're all unique in our own way, and you just have to find it. That's really it.
I love
honestly.
that, bro. Fucking, I think we can
Yeah.
tap that one out. If you want to shout out any, I shout out the links. We got those in. We usually clip those up, chop those up.
Oh yeah. Shout out my guy Matt for having me on. This was a
Appreciate that,
pleasure.
bro.
Pleasure,
Much love,
man.
for
You know,
real.
I gotta shout him out first. Shout out to Jared too. Guy there in the background doing the editing. He's there chilling. I was like, I gotta get him in. I don't want to just
He ate
talk
a whole
us and then he
sandwich.
get left out. I said, I'll try to like pitch him in and sometimes just get him in. So I really appreciate you guys bringing me on, because I'm used to always bringing people on. I'm not used to having people bring me on. So the last year it's like, damn, 2 magazine features and then 2 interviews. Like, damn. It's like, damn. Like,
Means
now
a lot,
I feel like
bro.
I'm getting the love now. Like, damn. I used to always be the one giving it out. Now I don't feel like I'm getting it back. So it's like, damn. You get back what you receive what you give out. So
well
Appreciate
deserved,
that.
Yeah.
bro.
And
Well
then,
deserved,
We'll get
bro.
asked to be on a pod soon too. You never know. Someone might hit us up. We're open to.
Yeah, but yeah, everybody check out DJSportsShow.com. Subscribe
yeah.
to the website. Subscribe to the YouTube. Shout out to anybody you know who loves sports. Check me out on the radio, WRCR, 12:30 to 1 p.m. Eastern Time, Saturdays, every other Saturday. And yeah, all my links are on my YouTube, Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, DJ Hamilton23, TikTok. It's all the same handle, so it's easy to remember all of them.
That's smart.
Yeah, I don't make it all different names.
We
So.
do the same thing too.
Yeah. So it's easy, simple. Follow and support your boy. Support is free. So yeah.
You heard the man. Support is free. Check out the official website, guys, at the official website, guys, on all social medias. Subscribe to the YouTube. Hit the push notification buttons as well. And check out the website, www.theofficialwebsiteguys.com. And get in touch with your developer today.
And remember, anything is possible.
Anything is possible, baby. Peace. God bless.
But I know that it can't rain forever. Need a change of weather. I stuff from inside the paint, make the pain feel better. And I ain't never